Let me show you. Program. Oh wait, I don't know what I have in y equals. So wasn't it like negative 1/3 x squared
plus 2x plus 5.
Okay. So it's going to use y1, and then it went from 1 to 7, and we had it divided up into 3 spaces.
Wait, how did you get to that?
It's a program that he put on my calculator, and I'll try and get it on yours if I can. It's not, you're not really going to need it so much. And then you could do left, right, or midpoint. It doesn't do a trapezoidal. It does left, right, or midpoint. So, like, let's say we did midpoint. Oh, I have it shaded. I have it marked to shade stuff. That's my bad. So it graphs it for you. My shading may be messing things up, because then it tells you. There you go. Graphs it out, and it'll give you the sum eventually. But anyway, I'll try and get that on. It's not going to be that useful, but I'll try and get that on your calculator. So you did page 497, right? Oh, let me just slow it down. And what was your total?
I got 36.667.
I got 38.667. What do you got?
36.
Okay, I probably did it. Just so you know, I have not been able to do arithmetic all day today. I don't know what is up. It started in first period when I said that 11 plus 7 was 19. And that one mistake of saying 11 plus 7 was 19 lengthened our problem by about 20 minutes. And nobody noticed. And then all of a sudden, I was like, this is why we can't work this problem. So anyway. Alright, so let me apologize to anyone watching the video because I'm eating popcorn too. Everyone's eating popcorn. If you were here, you would be eating popcorn. So sorry that you're not. Alright, so now we're going to do this one more time with trapezoids in a height of 1 unit from 1 to 7. So that means it's just the same, except our trapezoids, try to hit the point, are not as thick as the other ones were, or tall. But we have the same. We're going from 1 to 7, f of x dx. And this time it's 1/2 times 1 times f of 1 plus 2 f of 2's, because f of 2 is the height on 2 different trapezoids. F of 3 is the height on 2 different trapezoids. F of 4 is the height on 2 different trapezoids. All the way to f of 6, and then f of 7, just one trapezoid. All right. You can use your table function if you have that. Did I get a total?
Yeah, I got 39.67.
Same. All right, so let's look at this chart now. This just gets filled out using your answers that you just had. So I have mine filled out, but I know I have a wrong answer on here. I guess I have a wrong answer, I don't know. So I've got 42.667 on this one. Do you think that was an overestimation or an under? Not estimation, but approximation. You think it was over or under for the left hand 2 units?
I think it was over.
Over. How about the 1 unit? I think this one was still over, if you ask me. You didn't, but I think it is. How about this one? I think this one was over. How about the right hand? I think those were over or under.
Under.
I thought all the left hands were over and all the right hands were under. What about midpoint? We got 40.667 on this one. You think that was an over approximation or an under approximation? Over? That's what I put. I put that this one was over too. I put that the 2 trapezoids were under. Now, this one, I have the same thing, but this one y'all both got 36, did you say? Okay. Alright. Now, which one do you think is the most accurate approximation? Put a star next to the one you think is most accurate. I'm not going to tell you which one's most accurate because I know a secret, so I'm going to keep that to myself. In the next lesson, we're going to learn how to find the exact area under this curve, and we'll talk about it more later. So let's just set that aside, and let's look at the next page, page 500. All right, so now we have a table, and we're going to approximate the definite integral with a midpoint sum and 3 subintervals. Midpoint and 3 subintervals. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of data here, right? I have to make this into 3 subintervals, looking for a midpoint. So I'm going to go from here to here. Those are going to be the endpoints. And 4 will be my midpoint. And then here to here, and 12 will be my midpoint. And then here to here, and 20 will be my midpoint. So why is it okay for 7 to be here and here, and 15 to be here and here?
Well, when we were doing, like when we were doing the midpoint on the graph, you would have like 2 that repeated because they were right on the same.
Exactly. The end point of one is the beginning point of another. And if it's not that way, then you're going to have gaps. And you want it to be, you want them to touch. You don't want to have any gaps. Okay. So that's how we're going to split it up. So we're going from 0 to 25 of f of x dx, and that's going to equal all right, now, what about this part? What are we going to do for this part? I need the midpoint. So I know these are my midpoints.
Those are going to go inside and be added together.
They're going inside to be added together.
Yeah, but I don't know what's on the outside.
All right, we'll look back on your midpoint. Let me see, what page was that?
496.
496. I'm almost there. Okay. Almost there. That's it right there. Yeah. Okay.
So would this be going by 2 units?
Well, is it going by 2? How far is it from 0 to 7? It's 7 units, right? So the first shape is 7 wide, and how tall is it? What's the value at my midpoint? 6. How about my second shape? How wide is my second shape? From here to here. It's 8. And how tall is it at its midpoint?
Would be -10.
Mm-hmm. And then how wide is my third rectangle?
10.
And how wide is it at its midpoint?
8.
8. All right, that really should not be an equal sign because we are approximating. So let me fix that. So that's about what? What does that equal?
I got 42.
42. That's my answer. All right, let's look at B. we're going from 0 to 15. Okay, so like these, I don't even need these. That's there as a distraction. I'm going from 0 to 15, a left-hand sum, and 4 intervals. All right, so 4 intervals, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm looking at the left-hand side of each interval. So from 0 to 15, f of x dx is about, how wide is this interval? 4. And how tall is it on its left-hand side? This is its left-hand side. It's 15. How wide is this interval? And how tall is it on its left-hand side? How about this one? Mm-hmm. And then this one? Right. And that equals about what? Ouch. Mm-hmm. All right, on C, we're going from 4 to 20. Four subintervals using a right-hand sum. Okay, I'm going to give you like a minute to try and just start setting this one up by yourself. I'm going to go put in attendance. I forgot to do that. Got a call today for forgetting. I do not want any more of that, so y'all can have the rest if you want. Alright, so what does this one look like?
3 and then -5.
That's right, because this is your first interval, and that's your right-hand side.
And then +5 is -2.
Okay, because here's your second interval, and that's your right-hand side.
+3.
Okay. And then, am I done? Nope, I got one more. This one right here.
5 and 6.
Yep, and that equals about what?
I have -31.
That's right, -31. Alright, so now D. We have 3 subintervals using a trapezoidal sum. Our subintervals are the same as the first one. From 0 to 7, 7 to 15, 15 to 25. Let's talk about this trapezoidal part, okay? So, remember, for a trapezoid, it's 1/2 times the height times base 1 plus base 2. So for your first interval, you've got 1/2 times the height. What's the height of this interval? From 0 to 7. 7. Okay. Now, base 1, right here, base 2. So base 1 plus base 2 plus 1/2. That's our first interval done. Second interval, 1/2 times the height. What's the height of this second interval? 8 plus base 1 plus base 2 plus 1/2 times the height of your third interval, which is 10, plus base 1 plus base 2, or times base 1 plus base 2. What'd you get? It's about 97. Now look at this. These are two areas of the exact same region. We use the entire thing here, we use the entire thing here. Which one do you think is more accurate?
The trapezoidal.
Probably the trapezoidal. We'll find out. Dun dun dun. Alright, I think that we're ready to practice some homework. Yeah. And the homework is using a chart like we just did. And then you have functions. Ooh, and they're not pretty. Sine and e. You just have to substitute because you know you're going to do f of whatever. But you do have to split it up on your own. We may talk about that if we need to. That's it. All right, stop the recording.